to get back the Agoda who wanted it for $150,000. The truth is they didn't want to give it back. His Taina was, and a gerechte Taina, he Taina, how do I know that this Agoda belonged to Lubavitch? Today, if you go up in the Rebbe's library, every sefer has a stamp in it. Not only does every sefer have a stamp in it, but when you walk out of the library, you walk out with a sefer, there's a bell that will begin to ring. When you walk through the bell. But as I said before, there was nothing in the Svarim, in the whole library that the Chaim Liebman ran, there was nothing in the Svarim that said that it belongs to Lubavitch. What helped out to get it back was there was a famous goyin by the name of Rabbi Cheskel Abramsky. Cheskel Abramsky, huh? Yeah, he lived in England, and in fact there was a time that in Gezuchta Rosh Hashiva in Lubavitch, Zagi couldn't get Mashiach in Lubavitch, but they didn't take him a while. He had a son who was a librarian in Oxford. Oxford is a famous place in England where all the scholars go over there. And this son happened to write an article about the Kitzi Agoda. So he wrote in the article that it's known that there are six copies that were made, and 3 are by this person in Switzerland, and 1 was in the Lubavitch Rebbe's library. So that article convinced him to give it up and to go to the.
So they paid him back $150,000?
They paid him back the whole money. The one that I think took care of the sale is a shliach over there, Rosenfeld. Avram Rosenfeld has a son. That's a shliach over there, someplace in Switzerland.
So the Rebbe paid so much money? The Rebbe paid so much money?
Yeah, and I went through. But let me tell you another interesting story. As I told you, my connection, the whole thing came through my cousin.
That's one.
Yeah. And he told Barry told my cousin that if he'll sell Sforim, so he'll get 5% commission. When he sold the Noam Elimelech, so he sold the Noam Elimelech for $18,000. That was all. But the guy from Eretz Yisrael who bought it wanted to cancel the sale. So there was a question about the $900 commission for the Noam Elimelech, and he ended up getting his commission. They gave back the money, but he ended up getting his commission. But there's others for him that he sold that because his whole tumult, he lost his commission. So he wrote a letter to the Rebbe. And he writes to the Rebbe that he hopes that the Rebbe is happy what he did. But he writes that he has a tviyah. He used the word tviyah. He has a tviyah to the Rebbe that about his commission that he lost. So the Rebbe answered him an answer, and this was the Rebbe's answer. A very interesting answer. On the word tviyah, the Rebbe circled the word tviyah and put like a question mark. It was a strange line. But he writes to say, Lepela Godel Habitul. This, you use the word this expression is Pela Godel. Ki yedua umefusam minig beis harav shekol shemagia mehabayis, in quotes the word bias, mishtadlim lahalze behegdem. In other words, Lubavitch Blacknikem B'chayv. The Rebbe Blacknikem B'chayv. And the Rebbe writes, this is some of the reason for it. V'loi liyes al derech, eved loi v'lish malva. It's a chapasuk. That eved loi v'lish malva, that the Leiva becomes he owes money to the Malva, so he becomes like an Eved to the Malva. So if the Rebbe owed money, so in order not to be in the derech of Eved Rebbe Lish Malva, so they pay right away. That's one thing. Then he writes another paragraph. Bli neder, ukefi sheichrasti, like I announced, b'yizvadis and the Yizvadis, sheki yaviu ksav shemagia schum pleni, if you bring a letter, yachziru, this is what the Rebbe announced, that if anyone will show a document that he paid kach for a sefer, they'll give it back to him. Al derech zeh, similarly, beniden dinon, in our case, kishiyove ksav meirav meire hayroa b'chosh mishpat, when you bring a ksav from b'chosh mishpat, shemagia lo schum ploni, that is entitled, your cowboy, he'll get it. Is a Kavana Shaila, da hat man doch a Psak von Arav, es kommt immer da nicht. So again, who did we go to? We went to the same Rav that paskin the other two Shailas that I said. We went to him, that he should paskin his claim of the commission. So he tained, he paskin that's come to the commission. And what's smarty?
Last time you said yes, last time.
Huh?
Last time you said yes, commission.
No, this is commission for the sales that he could have made. Yeah. So he's paskin. He said that there's a din in Shulchan Aruch if Shutfim make if Shutfim were a partnership in a business, and they make a chalukah, and they decided to break up. But they didn't sit down and evaluate it and to make sure that each one is getting the right amount. So the Shulchan Aruch said that if you're Teves4 kaidem chalukah, so the Teves4 helps it. In other words, if someone grabbed some of this stuff and said, I'm taking this on my cheshbon, so the Teves4 helped me. That's in the Shulchan Aruch. So b'meila, the official Kapaskin, that over here, Taka, even if we'll say that the two sisters, Chana and Chaim Mushka, were Yoshim, but they never made a chalukah between themselves. He took his mother gave him from her chelek. She had no right to give her chelek because it's a Teves4 kaidem chalukah. So when she took kaidem chalukah and gave away, is null and void. So therefore, and what he sold was things that she got. What she was Teves4 kaidem chalukah. They'll come to saying it. It's not hers, and the sale is bottle, and b'meila there's no commission.
So it means
The prophet,
if
yeah,
I
the
didn't tell you.
prophet he originally possibly said he get you.
That was what the sellers.
This means if it was God in Torah,
Huh?
if they would go into the Torah before she took, maybe they would be.
No, if they would have divided up the library, and she would give from her chelek svarim, so then he'd be in his house.
It means even when they were sitting by the Torah.
In other words, he was selling something that wasn't hers.
Yeah, but if you get the Torah before she was taken, she had a chance she would get some sport.
Could be.
But then psak.
Could be.
Because before the Torah.
Yeah, could be.
So we had that zeine für die Nisten. Das zeine für die Nisten. Also Teufels gehören das zeine für die Nisten.